Life under lockdown. If you're not stuck at home, you're stuck in a queue. Whether it's to discard rubbish or buy a takeaway, nothing is normal right now. If you venture to the park, you could even find yourself being moved on by the police. But could things be about to change? The message from the government tonight is not very much.
The virus is not beaten yet. It remains deadly and infectious. And we're working very hard right across government and with local government to bring it down in areas of concern, like in care homes.
MPs were told today by one government advisor that infection in the community had almost been eradicated, but there was an epidemic in hospitals and care homes. Do you accept that the government blundered in not focusing on these particularly vulnerable areas earlier, and that's why the lockdown is having to go on for so long for the rest of us?
It's good news that overall that we've got control across the country, but of course, as we've always said, we've got to make sure that we see consistent falls in the death rate and the infection rate across all settings, and that's how we will continue with our approach.
In fact, infections in care homes are pushing up the overall transmission rate.
Professor Evans, I think, is right that R has probably gone up just a little bit from his last estimates, and that is driven by the epidemic in care homes, he would say. And I would not demur from that. That gives us a real challenge.
In Scotland, NICOLA Sturgeon warned that talk of lifting the lockdown was premature.
I particularly strongly believe that for us to drop the clear, well-understood stay-at-home message right now could be a potentially catastrophic mistake.
Labour is also urging caution.
Well, I think the government is right to extend the lockdown. We support them in that. There needs to be absolute clarity that we must all follow the rules until lockdown is lifted. It doesn't mean we can't discuss what comes next, but we've got to follow those rules.
The fall in hospital admissions is slower in the north of England now than the south. On Merseyside today, many people backed keeping restrictions in place.
But I think most people do know the rules, don't they? And as a majority, to me, it looks like people are sticking by it.
Some of the people that we're dealing with, that we're mixing with, are now too fearful to go out and won't be rushing out. We're going to have to coax them.
Tonight, the Prime Minister was showing his appreciation of health and care workers.
Thank you, NHS.
The problems they still face may well be key to what he tells us on Sunday about restoring some of our freedoms. Libby Vina, News at 10, Westminster.